I just wanted to first ask each of you individually, it's just a yes or no question. You don't have to answer, that's also good enough. Do you believe the public execution of Alex Preddy was justified, Mr. Price? Yes. I can't ask them? You choose not to answer? Okay, no problem. Do you want to answer as a group? No. Okay, the few times I've heard you speak, you express your priority to protect the safety of Roxbury citizens. I'm struggling to connect the dots between inviting ICE agents to your town and keeping citizens safe. These agents are unqualified, untrained, and emotionally unstable men living out their bully fantasies, all the while carrying a lethal weapon. To become an ICE agent, there are no education or work requirements. The physical exam is a kneel stand test, the ability to do 15 push-ups in 2 minutes, and a 5-minute cardio test. You don't need to be fit to pull a trigger. ICE officer David Corbell admitted to sexually assaulting a Nicaraguan woman in custody for months at a Louisiana ICE detention facility in exchange for letters and pictures of her daughter. The ICE agent hired lookouts while he raped her over and over in a janitorial closet. If you want to talk about dangerous criminals walking the street, that ICE officer was released on a $10,000 bond. You're naive to think this won't happen at the warehouse on 46. They tear gassed a black family's car in Minneapolis. They tear gassed a 6-month-old baby. A 6-month-old baby. This is the party, the pro-life party. Mind you, a 21-year-old protester, Caden Rumler, holding a megaphone, was shot at close range by an ICE agent, leaving him permanently blind in one eye and nearly killing him in South Carolina. Because of Trump's big, beautiful bill, the annual ICE budget is $28 billion. That's larger than the budgets of the FBI, DEA, ATF, and U.S. Marshal Service and the Bureau of Prisons combined. They have $28 billion for basement-dwelling incels to play dress-up and shoot at us, all the while Americans with asthma are dying because they cannot afford their inhalers. We can afford food, housing, healthcare, but they can afford $50,000 sign-up bonuses for these scumbags to cosplay and brandish weapons. Let's compare crime rates in the population of undocumented individuals. In 1980, immigrants made up 6.2% of the U.S. population, and the total crime rate was 5.9%. By 2022, the population of undocumented people more than doubled to 13.9%, while the crime rate had dropped to 2.335%. That's more than half. There is no data to support that undocumented individuals are a danger to us. If we want to follow data, there is one demographic that we should look at more closely, and that's white men that look like you and look like me. Here's some data from crime reports on the FBI website. White individuals were arrested more often for violent crimes than individuals of any other race and accounted for 59.1% of those arrests in 2019. White men also account for most violent crime committed in schools and gang-related crimes. Immigrants have had lower incarceration rates than U.S. born for each of the last 150 years, and today immigrants are 60% less likely to be incarcerated than those who were born in the USA. The most violent and dangerous thing to not only their country but to the globe is white supremacy. White supremacy doesn't exist without violence. European colonizers genocided an estimated 56 million indigenous people for this land, and now we're trying to pretend like we're the arbiters of who can and cannot be here. Undocumented people are some of the kindest people I've ever known. They would give you the shirt off their back if it was their last one. My friend would work a 16-hour shift and still cook me a meal, and you won't even listen to me for more than 3 minutes. 9 people have already been killed, and 9 people have already been killed at the hands of ICE in 2026. It's the 27th of January. I see you looking around like I'm crazy for telling you how many people they've killed. We are here standing in front of you, providing you indisputable evidence that a federal government is acting in tyranny, abusing human rights of citizens and non-citizens alike, executing people in the street, and trampling over our constitutional rights as Americans. Roxbury, New Jersey is not immune to what's happening in Minneapolis. Our question is, do you want that blood on your hands? You're welcome.